grease stand. My name is Brad. I like to shoot out high gain amp heads, we do pickup shootouts, speaker comparisons, and other things related to heavy metal guitar. Today on the channel we have the Science Totality, which is here. The Totality is a brand new design. It should be released in 2026, or by the time you're seeing this video. So the Totality is a 2-channel high gain amplifier that is capable of shimmering cleans as well as super high gain tones. It's probably the first Science amp that is like really tailored for like metal, at least as far as channel 2 goes. What's so unique about this amp is that it has a tight knob. I've seen some pedals with a tight knob. I've never seen an amp with a tight knob before. So yeah. Let's just run through the controls a little bit here. So you got 2 separate EQs for either channel. They are foot switchable. You have your preamp section. Both channels have a tight knob, a gain knob, and a level control. The EQ section is just your standard treble, middle, and bass. The master section has a overall system volume, a presence control, and a resonance control. So yeah, this head sounds really unique, and it's voiced a little bit similar to a Sun Model T. Channel A a little more so than Channel B. But it's generally just built on the Marshall architecture, so you can get a lot of really good hot rodded gain tones out of it. It's available with EL34 or 6L6 tubes, either or in the 100 watt model. This is also, I believe, available as a 50 watt, and it's available as a 200 watt, which has KT88s or 6550s, I think. Yeah, so you know, the build quality is very nice. It has like this sort of orange-esque basket weave sort of Tolex on it, black corners. It's actually a pretty lightweight head despite its like sort of size. And I do like the form factor of these heads quite a bit. I did assist a bit in the voicing of this amplifier during the process of you know, designing the preamp basically of this head. Alex from Science was in and out of my studio with various, you know, revisions of this circuit, and we went through a few different things. I mean, notably the negative feedback, we kind of like dialed that in, and then it drifted out, and then we dialed it back. And some of the mid voicing, I guess I had some input on the sound of this amplifier, which was pretty cool that I was able to, you know, be a part of that development process. So, you know, thank you, Alex, for, you know, loaning me your amplifiers to feature on this channel. And if you haven't heard Science amps before, I just encourage you to check them out. There's links in the description, and you can get a hold of him just by email if you want to have a custom order. He does all kinds of, you know, custom orders for people, and he'll be happy to modify this in subtle ways to meet your needs. All right, so after I shot the video, I got into a text conversation with Alex from Science about this amp, the Totality, and I got some more details about the 2 channels and what kind of makes his amps unique. So starting over here, the gain control is a slow taper gain control, which means that it takes a while for the full amount of gain to come on. All of his amps are like that. Rocker Verbs are also like that, and Buddha amps are like that. And then channel A is closely modeled after his Model T. The only difference being that it has a resonance control over here, and the resonance at noon is equivalent to that amp stock. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I know in the video at some point I said that the channel B was just a Model T with more gain. It's actually voiced after a 5150. At least that was the amp that he was using as a base for that channel. So yeah, it has a slow taper gain control, compared to a 5150, and it also has a tight knob, so you can vary the amount of like bass in the preamp. The mid knob is exactly like the mid knob on an SLO, so it has the same mid frequencies, and that's part of why it kind of sounds best around noon, because it gets really I guess boxy when you crank it. And the benefit of having a slow taper gain control is that you get a lower noise floor on these high gain channels when you roll off to clean up the tone. And also it's a pretty low noise floor in general, even when the amp is blasting high gain. All right, so as usual, I'm just gonna run you through my pedal board. As you can see here, the signal goes into my chromatic tuner, and then I have this looper here, and in one half of the looper I have these 4 overdrives: a super overdrive, a Michael Klein Audio Dybbuk, a Deadwell Duality, and a KHDK Ghoul Screamer Mini. There's also a decimator behind those just to cut off the noise floor. In the clean side here, I have a Mooer Audio Pitchbox. It's like a chorus effect and an SP compressor. I also have my wah pedal in that particular loop. And then from there, it goes into the amplifier, and then after the amplifier, there's the power station, if I choose. Okay, so at some point we'll engage power station. And from there, I have 2 microphones on this Soldano cab. One is on the H75 and one's on a V30. I gotta fix that, obviously. From there, it goes into my DAW, which is Cubase. And there is no post-processing on any of this. All right, so the guitar I'm gonna start out with is the Rich Beast, which has a Avedissian Railsplitter in the bridge and is tuned to C standard. So just gonna do a little bit of riffing out. It's a pretty reasonable volume. It's quite loud, I would say. Maybe loud enough to play with a drummer, or a little bit under that. But yeah. So these are my settings. The tight is a bit above noon, gain pretty high. So I've got no overdrives engaged. This is straight into the amplifier. So we'll just start out with the tight knob. Let's turn that all the way down. knob is incredibly powerful, musical too. I mean, I like it all the way down and all the way up and everywhere in between. The amp just like sounds amazing, like pretty much plugged straight in. You do need to take some of the bass. So, but the tight knob is, from what I understand, it is taking bass out of the preamp. So we are losing a little bit of bass, but we're gaining percussiveness in the low end, allowing, you know, the note clarity to, you know, come to the forefront. It's basically like having an overdrive in front of the amp because it's taking out some of the bass in the preamp, and just letting your guitar sound a little bit more kind of muted and percussive. But I'll do one more sweep just so you can see. I'll just take the gain down. The gain on this amp is very usable through the entire range. It has a great crunch tone and a great crunch voice on both channels. So. Get really muddy when you turn the gain down, and this amp doesn't. It stays like, it just turns into a clean channel when you turn it down, which is kind of like what you would expect an amp to do, but this amp actually does that. So it's really interesting. Let's just try to sweep it. The gain was before. I probably had it up higher. The noise floor is relatively low until you get above like 3 or 4 o'clock, and then it starts to really come in. You hear that. So here's like max gain. on to the EQ. We're going to turn down the gain a little bit. So the treble, we'll just... treble knob is super powerful, and I would never really want to run it below noon, but anywhere between noon and I guess all the way up, you're getting like a variety of textures for a metal tone. Treble, it's not really like brittle or anything like that, and it's not like overpowering the other parts of the EQ. Sometimes when you turn up one of the controls, it tends to like take away from the bass or the mids, and like in this or the other two. And in this case, you're just able to get a good clean boost without overloading anything. So this is a well-designed equalizer. Say that I feel like you can't really scoop it the way that you can on another amp. I'm gonna, in a second here, I'll play with the tight knob and the mid knob to see if I can get a little bit more of a scooped tone. But this mid knob has a ton of mids on tap. Most of my amps, you gotta boost the mids a little bit in the preamp, but on this one, I could honestly run it right about here, a little bit below noon, a little bit, you know, what would be traditionally scooped, and that's kind of where the mids sit balanced in like a balanced tone. But if I wanted to scoop the mids, you know, I would have turned them down even further, let's say. I'd probably turn the tight knob up and maybe the treble up, let's see. So this amp has a lot of great mids. They're very musical, very pleasing to me. But some guys may not be able to get that sort of like modern tone, like they can't scoop the mids enough. Then it just gets dark if you turn the mids all the way down. Usually when you scoop the mids, you get a little bit more of that hairy sound, and it sounds a little bit more like, you know, just kind of like fuzzy and massive in a way, and I think a lot of people like that. You know, I don't like that, but yeah, anyways, I enjoy this amp. I love the mids. You know, I usually just run it right about here or at noon, you know, right here. has a ton of bass. A lot of Science amps are really, one of their signatures is that they have like just endless bass. Something that this amp really does for a lot of those sort of like death metal type riffs that not a lot of other amps are able to do. It just kind of like brings out the riff and pushes it forward in a way that just feels very snappy and very like kind of tight and compressed. And yeah, I really like that. Even the tight knob down, it kind of just accents some of those characteristics and qualities. But yeah, you can take the bass out and some of these controls over here, the presence. That's pretty grating. Like the top end, it makes it pretty loud. It boosts the volume considerably, and it also just kind of like gets to be a little ice picky, you know. So the presence is cool. I think it has, you know, it's pretty adaptable, but you pretty much want to run it like here, you know. So I mean, it gets too dark when you turn it down, and like I mean, you know, other people could have more, you know, interesting like ways of like dialing in this amp. If you want to boost the treble and drop the presence. The amp might be a little bit on the dark side. It has plenty of top end, so I mean you can always dial in like whatever amount of like brittle, I guess, sort of like top end that you want for air, But I would say that you kind of have to run the treble and the presence up there a little bit, like I have them right now, like kind of high, I don't usually run my presence this high, but some amps I do, So this is one of those amps. It's a very mid-forward amp, so you kind of gotta like compensate for that. The resonance control, so just turn that off. So this is what it sounds like without any. This thing is sounding sick. We're gonna switch over to a different guitar now, and then we'll test a different guitar in channel A. And you'll hear, channel A is a little more suited to like, more rocks type stuff. All right, so this is my Edwards John Sykes signature Les Paul. Has a Avedissian Trailblazer in the bridge, and it's tuned to E standard. So it's a straight in. We'll try it out a little bit on channel B here real quick, and then we'll switch over to channel A. Channel A now. This is the more vintage voice channel, and looks like I do have the gain all the way up. So we'll play with the tight knob a little bit, and the gain knob. We'll play the tight and the gain knob. Something like a hot rod, a JCM 800. You could definitely get that on this channel. I think you can also get just a very like full sounding clean. Has a lot of lows and a lot of really good mids that are characteristic of this amplifier. Makes a little less sense on this channel. I would almost like to have like, you know, like a mid sweep type of knob or just a different control on channel A. There are a lot of features in this amp. There is a little bit of a feature desert when you compare it to something like a Wagner or a, you know, there's a lot of other modern amps that have like, you know, switches galore, which I like, but I know that, you know, a lot of the people who buy these amps maybe aren't into that. So, but yeah, I don't really know what to do with clean tones. I guess I'll dress it up here for you. Have a coil tap. other channel, I don't mind having the treble all the way up on this, which is pretty cool. You know, I mean, you can really kind of use the treble and the tight knob as your overdrive. You know, the tight being like the I don't know. I mean, it's just really, it's great. So. Trying to turn the bass all the way up. Let's try it with some boost now, and switch back to my C standard guitar for this. We're on channel B. Let's riff out a little bit. bring that back in with the resonance. Channel A. Go ahead and maybe have the gain all the way up. It's much quieter, as you can hear. I mean, I would assume it has like maybe one less gain stage, maybe. More hair to it than the Channel B. I'm noticing right now, which might be appealing, I think, to somebody who wants a little more texture. I feel like Channel B is a lot smoother, so on Channel A. Channel B just has that like kind of honky character to it, and more low end. It has more low end. Alright, here's some tones with the power amp relatively cranked. I'm really liking this tone I'm getting right now. I'm not really trying to mess with it too much. I'm just gonna do a short shootout between these 3 heads, and we get them all dialed in, and then we'll play a riff and we'll cycle through. All right, so we got our mix now, and I'm gonna switch back to the Totality. Here is the riff with the Totality. Thank you guys for watching the channel. I appreciate it if you would leave a subscribe and put any of your comments down there. It really helps me to get ideas for new videos and stay motivated. And so yeah, you know, be sure to check out Science Amps. Alex is doing some really cool stuff with his builds, and I'm hoping to have some more amps on the channel in the near future. So until next time, stay greasy.